Now this is the setup. And we just had a grounding session on the floor. Hey guys, welcome to another video. It's your girl Kamina Jo, and today I will be doing a Reiki session with Gail. I'm gonna link her information again in the description box, but she does sacred sound services and Reiki and Cacao ceremonies. So check her out if you want to be deep in your healing bag in 2024. But yeah, we are here, and I'm gonna of course take you guys along. I am feeling a bit sleepy, but it's cold outside, and you know, when it's cold I just wanna cozy up under a blanket and watch a good movie with some hot chocolate, which I'm gonna drink tonight, and just cozy up and fall asleep. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm here, and I'm here to have this Reiki massage or Reiki treatment. I'm gonna ask her. Reiki service. So I'm here to have the Reiki session with Gail, and I'm gonna take you guys along for as much or as big of a part as I can. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. You know what to do. Now, Gail.
Oh, yes. We're here now.
We are here. So as I said, guys, as I said, guys, I'm gonna ask Gail from the House of Vibrations a bit of information about what it means to do Reiki, what it entails, what to expect, because I think that a lot of people sometimes have this misconception that Reiki, or have misconceptions about Reiki. It's just like, it sounds weird, it sounds a bit floaty somewhere. Yeah. So as I'm taking you guys along, I also wanted to have some clarifying answers.
Yeah. I'll try my best.
Yes, no worries, no pressure, because this is an impromptu interview. But the session we had planned already.
Yes.
But yeah, I read somewhere that Reiki comes from a Japanese teacher or somebody that.
It's originated in Japan or in Buddhism actually also, but it's like a way of life, and it's how do you call it? Like a collection of like energy.
Yes.
It's a different word of prana, of energy, life force, anything. Universal energy. And what Reiki in the basis actually is tapping into the life force of the cosmos.
Yes.
And the way of life that it's connected to is like being centered within yourself and being observant of yourself fluctuating through different stages of being.
Yes.
So when you are initiated as a Reiki practitioner, you are not giving the Reiki, but you are like a transitional person or transitional mode that gives Reiki from the universe around a being and taps it into that person. Okay. So it's
a channel of it.
Yeah, literally, you're channeling the energy that's already surrounding everything. Because we are prone to think that only living organisms that are having a beating heart or breathing in and out are having energy. But this glass, the frequency of it is also energy. The sound bowl, the clothing that I'm wearing, it's all energy. It has a certain frequency. And when you are tapping into the Reiki practitioner, you are tapping into that state of being where you see that everything has this balance of energy, and sometimes people who are sick or who are stressed out or whatever type of negativity they experience, when you give Reiki, you balance that negative, the defect of it, the deficiency, you balance it back to the normal state of being.
Okay.
So that's what Reiki in the basis actually is, and it has a plethora of forms,
Yes.
actually, because you have different directions of Reiki. I myself am from the Usui, and Usui is more the holistic form
Okay.
of Reiki, and it is focused on, it's focused on just tapping into the universal part of it instead of, and not so much in the practical form.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
the basis, if that's clear.
Yes, yeah, no, yeah, it is clear, and I mean, it's my second time that I'm doing Reiki with you, so I also kind of know a bit what to expect, but for the people at home, what can you expect when you do a Reiki session? And we say Reiki, but that's maybe Dutch pronunciation, or is Reiki?
No,
Okay.
Reiki.
Okay, but
Reiki, actually.
yes.
Yeah.
But what can you expect?
I think that's a difficult question because everyone experiences it in their unique way.
Yes.
But overall, what Reiki does to a person is bring them back to their center.
Okay.
And that means really letting go of the external activity and focusing on your breath.
Yes.
And when you focus on your breath, you activate so many internal processes, like the systems of your bodily functions, but also your nervous system, your position in the here and now.
Yes.
So when you experience a Reiki massage or a session, you tap into the center of your very own being.
Yes.
Some people may call it inner world, inner child, chakras, whatever it is. So what I personally do when I have my sessions with people is I stop them with observing what's happening to them from the external part, and actually focus on where am I now with myself, what sensations am I experiencing in my body, and as you lay down on the table,
over there,
you only have to focus on your breath and notice how your breath is actually implementing a sense of like expansion, but also contraction in your body, and that you are having a body, but you are not the body, and what that means for yourself. So that's the overall experience in general, but how I do it. But there's different experiences to that, because if you are familiar with meditation, that's also a form of Reiki. And dancing is also a form of Reiki, you know, and it's different outlooks, but it's about you being present with yourself the most. And some people who are like very busy in their head, or like very dislocated from their bodies, and or more in their heads, they might find it hard or scary, because it means that they haven't have this deep connection with themselves. And that's not a bad thing or a good thing per se, but it is what it is. It's also Reiki. Accepting that things are the way they are, that they're not good or bad, they just are. And for you to observe and do something with it if you feel like it. But the expectation you can have from a Reiki experience is overall rejuvenation, restoration, relaxation. Those are the
Is it like a specific time when you should get a Reiki? I mean, I'm doing it at the beginning of the year, but I also did it last year when I went through something quite painful. And it really helped me to release some of the energy that I was storing in my body. But would you say that there's a specific time that you should get it in your life?
It depends. It depends, because it works on so many layers. It works on like an energetic layer, a mental layer, emotional, physical, and spiritual or metaphysical. And for you to say like, okay, when you were in a like very tension area of your life, it's possible. But it's also possible for somebody to undergo like a massage when they are super relaxed, because it's actually reinforcing your life force energy. So it really doesn't matter when you do it. But of course, if you are like very stressful or have many ailments in your body, because like sickness and ailments are the indication that you are too stressed.
Exactly. Yes.
Because you don't have to be sick.
Yeah.
You know, like being sick is just an indication of, hey, you are too far disconnected from yourself. Get back to the restful state. And that's what Reiki helps you, because you get so many insights without doing actually anything. You're just laying there, and you get so many insights on what you can do for yourself. And sometimes it's just as simple as, hey, you should drink more water.
Exactly.
Or, hey, you should go to jump rope or whatever.
And you just also said, stress, the accumulation of stress then leads to sickness. But then maybe some of the viewers might be like, oh, well, what about genetics and stuff like that? Does Reiki surpass it? Because some people are like, when it comes to Reiki, they're like, oh, well, it doesn't, not that they don't know what to necessarily think about it, but it's like, oh, does Reiki then also help you when you're sick? Because, or does it?
Yeah, it really does. It's like actually also scientifically proven nowadays that your intention, because that's actually also what Reiki is, it's intentional being busy with something, that the intention is actually the key to healing.
Yeah.
It's the intention that makes a frequency change.
Yes.
And that's the basis also to notice from yourself. When you are sick, you are not at your original frequency state. Yeah. And when you are practicing Reiki, if you, the one who's getting the Reiki, is in a state of that, well, I'm just gonna do it and I don't know and I don't care about it, it's not gonna work.
Yes.
Because your intention is not aligned to what you need.
So it also has to do a lot with the where your soul is and where your mind
your
is
ability
at.
to be open to yourself and to let yourself discover what it is, because the uncertainty and the unknowingness of what this is can block you from so many things and keep you in this pent up, locked up state of being. And if you then find yourself in a position where you have tried all the pharmaceutical, medical things for your ailments and they're not working, that's when people go to God. And that's the same as Reiki.
Exactly.
It's two sides of the same coin. It's energy.
Exactly. And I was also curious because you and I also, not only professionally but also personally, have a friendship. We're in a
co-creation.
In a co-creation indeed. Does that influence, or like, because do you have to know your Reiki practitioner? Do you have to build up a relationship with the person first? Like, how does it go? Or is it like the same as if you just go to the doctor and you don't know your doctor who's treating you and you just trust?
Well, in terms, yes. Yeah. But that, as I said, the intention is so important. So like, if you trust me, then it's not gonna be like, oh, you get more Reiki, but the impact that Reiki has more reach within you. Because you're more open, because you have this basis of trust. And also, like, if you are on your vacation in Suriname, I can still give you Reiki because energy particles are not like stopped by space or time. That's the entanglement they have. So it's like on a physical level, it doesn't matter. On a metaphysical level, it doesn't matter where you are or how you feel about something, but it's important that you feel certain that it's gonna work. Because that certainty, that observing state of the certainty is what makes it work. Otherwise it can just be anything.
Now, I think all questions have been answered. I think it's time to move to the table. I'm gonna, of course, take you guys along for the beginning of the part because out of experience with Reiki, I tend to just relax and fall asleep.
But that's the thing, you don't fall asleep.
Oh yes.
That's the biggest part. That's the biggest problem. Because people think like, oh, I'm gonna lay down, I'm gonna focus on my breath, and then they fall asleep. No, what actually happens is you switch between brain activity. Your brain activity goes from alpha all the way to theta, and theta is like this deep relaxing state where you are actually lucid dreaming, but that's what we call it in the common sense. But you are actually traveling through time and space within your own world, because you are a multiverse. I am a multiverse, and we are reflecting and projecting as any connection does.
But this actually does reflect how I felt the first time we did it, because indeed it wasn't as I'm like in a night, like the sleep of when I'm in the night that I'm not aware. Like I knew fully where I was lying down and where I was just like what was happening. But I was just indeed asleep, you could say. But
because like that sleepy state that you are in, your body has like this receptiveness for
Yes.
every information
Yes.
that happens. So like
Yes.
all of this right now is so much information
Yes.
for our bodies that it actually filters what is important
Yeah.
for this connection.
Yes.
And then when you go to sleep later at night, that's when your body processes
Oh yeah,
everything.
you don't have to tell me because I drink so
Right?
much.
Right? But when you engage in a Reiki
Yes.
practitioner, it helps you in the moment to process everything that
Yes.
hasn't been processed in your sleep state.
Yes.
So like sometimes when people don't sleep enough, they take along so many things for
Yeah.
so many days, and that is the indication of the buildup of stress.
Yes.
Right? So when you then engage in Reiki, you actually give yourself, your bodies, like
Yes.
energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, give them the space to process every sensation throughout of these bodies.
Yes.
And that's that moment where you let go.
Yes.
But actually, it gathers all of that and digests
Amazing.
and processes.
Amazing. Well, with no further ado, we're gonna move to the table.
Yeah.
Exciting! Now this is the setup. And we just had a grounding session on the floor. And then I'm not gonna film the Reiki itself, but I will do an after video, I think tomorrow, and check in with myself and see how I feel. Well, anyways, I'm about to start. See you on the other side of the Reiki session. Bye! Hey guys, it's the next day after the Reiki session, and I just wanted to pop up and wrap this video up and also just talk about my experience and how it was. So yeah, it was my second time doing a Reiki session with Gail. As I had said before in the video, so I kind of like knew a bit what to expect, but as she also said in a certain part of the video, it's different for everybody and it's also different every time. So first we did some grounding exercises. So she just took me through a quick meditation just for me to anchor in my body and to also signal parts of my body that were maybe feeling a bit more stressed or where I indeed was keeping stress. So we did that first, and then we also ended up talking about personal stuff that I'm going through, and then we also ended up talking about the things that are causing stress or are requiring a lot of my energy at the moment. And by the time that you see this video, I will be in Suriname, and I was feeling a bit anxious about going back home, also because the last time that I was in Suriname, I said goodbye to my grandmother, who is no longer with us. May she rest in peace. So I think those emotions were also coming up because I've never known Suriname without her. So it was very nice to have this session with Gail and talk about that and kind of process it and channel that energy outside of my body. So after also making or placing an intention for the session, I went onto the bed and I laid there, and then we started the session. The session took approximately, maybe, I lost a bit of track of time, but I think it was something around maybe 30 to 45 minutes. And we ended, so she did the necessary things to channel my energy. She said she felt that I was overthinking a lot, that I was just feeling a lot, there was just a lot of activity in my head. And then she started with my feet first to ground me a bit more also in the session and to relieve me a bit of the overthinking. And then she just moved up towards my body and started clearing the energy. In the end, I Also experienced a bit that I fell asleep on the table, but asleep in the sense that I could register everything that was happening. At the same time, I was in a very calm state. What else? We ended up the session by also pulling some cards from some oracle decks that she has, and they were all in alignment a bit with what I'm feeling, what I am also going to be experiencing in the upcoming period, but also in the upcoming months. And in the end, I feel that this session also helped me clear any maybe lingering energy from 2023 that no longer serves me. But it's a process, of course, and I just felt very light afterwards. And it's not as if I'm carrying a lot of baggage, but you just also have to do your due diligence to clean your energetic field, and I do feel that Reiki does help to do that. So in the end, 10 out of 10 I would recommend if this is something that you align with, that you're also interested in. But I did like it, and I slept like a baby when I got home. I feel relaxed, I feel rejuvenated energetically. So I'm happy, can't complain, 10 out of 10, may recommend. And I want to thank Gail for also participating in this video. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And I will also be dropping her information, her website, and how you can contact her in case you are interested. Other than that, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know what it do. It has been your girl, Kwamina Jo, and see you in the next video. Bye!